Delegates at the National Union of Mineworkers' three-day national policy conference underway in Boksburg have called for policy certainty around the future as they're worried about the two-pot system and the implementation of NHI. The last day has seen delegates go into commissions looking at the socio-economic and operational needs of workers. The theme for the conference is 41 years of unbroken revolutionary struggle for workers. It comes as workers are faced with retrenchments in the mining sector, with many at the conference looking to the political talks on the formation of a new government to come through for them. Well, for more on this story, cross now to my colleague Katlego Likhodi. A very good afternoon, Katlego. So what are the key issues that are being discussed on the last day?
A very good afternoon to you, Nombu, and to our viewers at home. Well, it has been literally a marathon of talks here on the ground in terms of the last day of the NUM policy conference in Boksburg. So this morning we saw them just breaking into these commissions, looking at various issues of interest that they're going to be championing in the afternoon, looking at then coming through with a consensus around the direction on policy that they'd like to take to Parliament, looking, of course, at the new government that will be formed soon in the near future. And most of them really just worried about the loss of support of the African National Congress, the ANC, moving to 40%. And that has thrusted most of the workers in terms of them just being anxious around how then the future is going to pan out for them. Issues of policy just coming out large here on the ground. And we see most of them talking about even the issue of the just energy transition as part of the challenges and just the clarity that they will need to be sought going forward here. Looking at how then the economy is going to be taken into consideration as we see a member of their tripartite alliance, the ANC, then move to talk in forming a new government here. But today also we are seeing most of them just coming through upbeat about where then this particular process is going to take them. Yesterday we saw three ministers from government coming through to give them some sort of an assurance here, Nompu, that there is really that certainty, but it doesn't look like they're convinced that there is going to be that policy certainty. Hence, most of them here from the first day of this conference had said that they are rejecting to the ANC moving into the space of the formation of a government of national unity, saying that they feel that that is going to compromise them. They want the party to move into being a minority government as to not compromise in terms of the gains of the working class over the years. I'm going to bring into the conversation this afternoon the NUM's youth leader, who will just give us a sense of how then things are going to be fair here. We know very well that young people, you're also adding your voice in terms of what has been happening here on the ground. And we see you saying that really you don't want to be left behind. Women are here. You've been adding your voices in these commissions that we've seen in the morning. And we see this process now just moving into the afternoon. Welcome to the SABC. Maybe let's reflect. Let's reflect on the past 3 days and the participation of young people, the participation of women in terms of then how then we see some of these issues being thrusted out. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Yes, of course, when you reflect to the last 2 days that we've been in the session, we've been discussing the issues of our policies that are going to assist our workers, initially our members, women and young people. And of course, when you look at the posture that we are going to, we've been speaking about the issues that will try to readdress the issues of the high unemployment of youth. We'll be dealing with the issues of the high retrenchments that are taking place abroad the country. And when you look at also what the women have been raising, they've been raising the issues that are touching women in the working space, the issues of inequality, the issues of the childcare facilities, and also the challenges that are facing, especially when they are breastfeeding the kids. We've been trying to implement the employers to put into consideration the childcare facilities for these women. And currently, when you check, the sessions have been ongoing. We've been broken into a variety of groups which we are dealing with the commissions, where we are discussing the 5 key elements of the policies, the issues of our organizational issues, the issues of the political issues, the issues that will address the international relations, the issues that will address the energy sectors, the issue that will also address the socio-economic.
Let's go into the issue of the two-pot system. We know very well that as the NUM, you've been, more or less raising your voice as the workers to say you need clarity around this. And how is this then going to affect your members? You've even written a letter in terms of just more or less getting clarity around how this is going to pan out. September is fast approaching, but we hear the workers here saying that they want the money as early as tomorrow. So give us a sense of your stance then and your direction in terms of policy thinking, where the issue of the two-pot system is concerned. And while we're at it, let's also talk about the NHI, but we'll start with the two-pot system issue.
All right, on the issue of the two-pot system, of course, we won't say much on that because we'll still have to speak to it as the results that will come from the commissions, and then the NUM will take a posture from that speaks to the two-pot system. And the issue of the NHI, of course, we've been calling, especially the youth structure of the NUM. We once written a statement that we are calling for government to implement the NHI because we believe that the health has to be standardized, and we believe that all our people in South Africa, in terms of health, have to be equal. So that was our calling, and we are happy that the president has signed that bill.
And as young people are really looking at where we find ourselves right now politically, give us a sense of your expectation on how things then would fare, how things would move to come through for you guys as the NUM and young people and even women within this economy.
All right. We are in a critical, or may I say in a challenging times, whereby the leading party has now been out of the majority in the country. So we are still asking ourselves as to whether as NUM do we still find comfort that our issues will be dealt with in the parliament as we are used to. But we believe and have faith in our leaders, and as the NUM have taken a posture that says we were very clear, though we are still waiting for the ANC to pronounce itself, but we are still saying that we refuse for the collision of the DA with the ANC, and we hope that in the next coming days we'll have the clarity or the pronouncement from the ANC, and then as the NUM will take it from there.
All right. Thank you very much for your time, Sandra. Coming through here, Sandra Maseko, as the NUM, as a youth leader. And we know very well that most of those issues will be taken into the afternoon. They are back, Nompu, from the commissions, and we'll see them now then consolidating all of those issues that have been discussed. But we see most of them are just worried about really the future in terms of the labor sector or the working class, and even the issue of the just energy transition looming large here. And most of them just talking about these just energy transition, if it's going to be just, if it's going to affect the economy. The workers are worried about issues of job security, and most of them looking at this conference here to ensure that there's clarity around the direction that the NUM is going to take in terms of issues of policy. Nompu, it's back to you in studio for now.
Thanks very much, my colleague there, Katlego Lekhodi.